Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you, and welcome back to Morning Musings. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. And in response to numerous email requests, I am investigating the dating of Revelation. It has been observed by many commentators that establishing the date of Revelation is one of the most critical issues involving the proper interpretation. Why is that so? Well, because John is told repeatedly at the front of the book, middle of the book, the last of the book, that the fulfillment of the vision was near. It was at hand. And we'll have even more to say about that as we continue. If, therefore, you place the book of Revelation in the wrong historical, i.e. temporal context, then you must be able to find events that match the imminent context. And the late date, as we've already seen, provides no event that fulfills the at-hand statements. In other words, if you date the book at 95 to 98 AD, there is no event within the "these things must shortly come to pass" framework after AD 95 to 98 that matches the biblical definition of the day of the Lord against this enigmatic city, Babylon. I want you to consider with me very quickly this morning the issue of the Transfiguration and the dating of Revelation. Now, here are some really important facts. John says, "I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day." More than a few commentators have stated, I believe they're correct, that what John was saying was, through the Spirit, he was taken to see the day of the Lord. In other words, he wasn't talking about, "I was in a great frame of mind on Sunday." Okay? No. Through visionary form, he was seeing the day of the Lord. What did he see? He saw a vision of Christ. And for brevity's sake, what John saw has a tremendously significant similarity to the vision of the Transfiguration of Matthew chapter 17. Okay. So John saw the day of the Lord, saw Jesus on the day of the Lord. By the way, John's vision of Jesus in Revelation chapter 1, 12 and following, was not exactly the vision of a 5'5" Jewish man, was it? Just a normal 5'5" Jewish man. No. No, this is incredible. Again, the similarity between what John saw, Revelation chapter 1, and the Transfiguration is incredible. Okay, John saw the day of the Lord. He saw Jesus on the day of the Lord. The Transfiguration is a vision of the second coming. Christ in his second coming glory. Oh, but wait. The Transfiguration was a vision not of the end of the Roman Empire, not the end of time, not the destruction of planet Earth, not a vision of the raising of physical bodies out of the grave. The Transfiguration was a vision of the end of the law of Moses. Remember? Moses and Elijah, the law and the prophets, appeared with Jesus. And Peter said, "Lord, it's great for us to be here. Let's build 3 tabernacles, one for Moses, one for Elijah, one for you." Moses and Elijah disappeared, leaving only Jesus in his resplendent glory. Once again, what was seen on the mount was a vision of the second coming, 2 Peter 1:16. But what was seen on the mount was not Jesus in his 5'5" Jewish physical body. It was such a radical transformation of his normal incarnate body that the disciples were scared out of their mind. They fell on the ground scared. But you see, as Moses and Elijah disappeared in the presence of Jesus in his resplendent glory, the voice from heaven said, "This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased. Him hear." It's in the emphatic mode in the Greek. In other words, Jesus is the one to hear now. Moses and Elijah are to fade away. Now, do you catch the power of that? Let me put it like this. If John was seeing the day of the Lord when he saw Jesus in Revelation 1:12, the day of the Lord is what the apostles saw on the Mount of Transfiguration. That's what Peter says in 2 Peter chapter 1, 16 and following. When they were on the Mount, they saw a vision of the second coming. Okay? John saw the day of the Lord. The Transfiguration was the day of the Lord, a vision of the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord in Revelation was about to come. "Behold, I come quickly," Revelation 22, 10 to 12. But the coming of the Lord, the second coming, if you please, of the Transfiguration, is the end of the Mosaic law and prophets. Now, for those who say the law and the prophets passed away at the cross, that's troublesome, isn't it? No, Peter said the Transfiguration was a vision of the second coming, not the cross. Now, if John was seeing the fulfillment of the Transfiguration was a vision of the second coming. But the second coming was to be at the end of the law and the prophets. If, therefore, you say Revelation is about the coming of the Lord at the fall of Rome, guess what? The law and the prophets didn't end until Rome. If you say the coming of the Lord of Revelation, i.e. the second coming envisioned by the Transfiguration, and you say it hasn't happened, the law and the prophets haven't passed away. But you see, only the fall of Jerusalem and the end of the Old Covenant age of Israel at that event qualifies, number one, to be the time of the passing of the law and the prophets, and number two, to match the at hand, coming soon, behold I come quickly language of the book of Revelation. So, if John saw a vision, Revelation 1:12, when he said he was in the Spirit on the Lord's day, if he meant to say that he was seeing the day of the Lord, then he was seeing the vision that they saw of the second coming on the Mount of Transfiguration. But what they saw on the Mount of Transfiguration was the end of the law and the prophets. Therefore, Revelation, the coming of the Lord in Revelation, was a vision of and a description of the coming of the Lord at the end of the law and the prophets. Thus, wherever you put the fulfillment of Revelation at the coming of the Lord, it is there that the law and the prophets pass away. You see the power of that? Wow. The implications are incredible. Hey, we've got a whole lot more. Don't forget, I discuss this and a whole lot more in my book, Who is This Babylon? You can order the book by going to my website, www.eschatology.org or BibleProphecy.com. Mention that you saw the offer on YouTube and Facebook, and I will refund your shipping. Hey, thanks so much. We'll see you on the flip side.